Hello everyone, this is part 10 of What If Naruto Locked Eyes with His Future Wife, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Hold on guys. Temari yelled at the two girls wailing up ahead of her. Damn, give me a break. Temari caught Ino and Tenten's attention. The two looked down at Temari as she bended over to regain breath with her hands on her knees. Alright, that's better. Ino, how could you make Naruto look stupid out there? You don't actually believe Sakura and her BS, do you? Temari glared at Ino, who was in seconds of breaking down into tears. Temari, I don't want to be with him, alright. It's over. I was stupid to lose my virginity to him just so he could F that be Sakura. Ino roared over Temari. Let's just go, alright. Forget it. Ino turned back around and headed forward with Tenten and Temari quite in the back. So, do you want to come with us tomorrow to the mall? We're going to check out dresses for the prom. It's going to be in a few weeks, but we want to go early to see what they have, Tenten said while looking down at the concrete and keeping step with Ino and Temari. I don't really know. Ino looked back at her with a look of confusion. I'll let you two know later. What are your plans for tonight? Ino asked, eyeing Temari and Tenten, who were chattering to themselves. Nothing. Why? Both answered in union. Do you want to spend the night over my house? My parents are gone for the weekend, so we'll have the whole house to ourselves, Temari offered with a sinister smile, and just then her phone rang. Hello. Oh hey Shika. I'm here with Tenten and Ino, they're spending the night at my house. Temari listened to him. Alright, see you later. Temari closed her phone and smiled at the two girls. Shikamaru's coming over a while later. We can play with him. Temari and Tenten busted into laughter. Just joking, he's mine. Temari slapped Tenten's shoulder. Sure, I'll come. Ino smiled at the girls and proceeded walking with them. Now that I'm single again, I can do whatever I want. Ino smiled at the thought, even thought inside her heart, she was hurting more than ever actually. What did I do? Naruto thought to himself, wondering over and over, wishing he could rewind the hands of time. What was done, was done. He couldn't do anything about it. He'll have to face the consequence for letting Sakura get too close to him. Ino, Naruto rolled over to his side, facing the wall next to his bed, wishing she was next to him. Naruto. A familiar voice yelled after him as he walked away in pain from the smack Ino had given him just seconds ago in front of everyone. Naruto. Wait. The voice got closer. He turned back to see Ino running towards him in watery eyes. I'm so sorry, Naruto. Ino leaped into his arms, wrapping him around his torso and moving in closer to him. I never should have done what I did. I know you didn't do anything with Sakura. Ino cried into his shoulder. Truth is, I'm just in love with Yo. Just when she was about to finish the words Naruto wanted to hear, his eyes popped open and he realized it was all a dream. Naruto looked around his pitch-black room with the moon shining down from the window. I could have swore she was really there. Naruto tried to not focus on what he thought was there, but really wasn't. So what do you want to do? Temari asked Ino, who was in a pair of baby blue short shorts that covered half her ass cheeks. How about you? Temari's eyes wandered over to Tenten, who was picking at her nails. Come on girls. We have the whole house to ourselves. Let's do something. Temari jumped to her feet and went over to the kitchen where Ino and Tenten heard glass cups being moved around as well as the refrigerator door opening. Okay, this should drink all our sorrows away. Especially you, Ino. Temari pointed at Ino while trying to set the three small shots down on the floor with the glass bottle of tequila next to them. Here, Temari poured both girls a shot of tequila along with herself and handed it over to the two. A toast to single life. Temari raised her small shot of tequila in the air with Tenten, who were waiting for Ino to join them. A toast to single life. Ino faked a smile and raised her shot in the air where it connected with the other two shots to make a ding noise. The three girls drank the shot of tequila in one swallow. That was strong. Ino twisted her lips and extended her shot over to Temari to fill it up more. She was truly going to drink her sorrows away, no matter how many shots it took. Hello. Naruto answered his phone, half asleep and rubbing his left eye with his fist. Shika. Naruto asked, hearing the male's voice over the phone. Ino and Temari didn't know that Shika and Naruto had a friendship together. Shika didn't want to tell them in case something like this happened. What? Naruto sat up on his bed, in the pitch blackness of his room with the moon still shining down through his window. You heard me, get ready. Ino's spending the night over at Temari's house so you have a chance to fix what the hell you started. Shika chuckled through the phone. He had to admit this situation Naruto and Ino were in was very entertaining. I'll be over in 5 minutes. Shika shut his phone closed as Naruto took in everything he had told him. Naruto sat there on his bed thinking over and over what was he supposed to say to Ino about Sakura. He knew if he told her or even tried to fix things, she would not accept it, but he had taken a chance before with her, so this wasn't going to be any different. Naruto hurried to his closet, found some jeans and a white t-shirt, a pair of shoes, and in under 2 minutes was out the door and on his way to see the one and only person he wanted to be with the most. Ino, you're having too much. That's your 5th shot, we'll stop there. Temari put the cap on the glass bottle of tequila and twisted it. Oh, that must be Shika. Temari smiled at her phone that was ringing from the kitchen. Hold on. Temari jumped back to her feet and ran over to the kitchen where she picked up. Hey, what? Temari roared at the breaking news Shika had just revealed to her. Alright, whatever. Temari shut her phone closed and ran over to the door where she put her hand on the doorknob. Ino. Temari unlocked the door and let it creep open enough to see Shika standing there with the last person Ino thought she was going to see by the end of the night. Temari, what's he doing here? Ino asked in a loud whisper, already getting up on her feet. Her heart was pounding hard against her chest, along with Naruto who was in shock at seeing her wardrobe. Almost arousing him if he wasn't in the state of shock. Ino, let me explain. Naruto walked into the house as if Temari gave him permission. Let me talk to you for a minute. Naruto heard Temari let Shika in and close the door behind them. Ino, wait. Naruto shouted as he caught Ino's arm from leaving the room. Please let me explain. Naruto stood inches away from their lips touching. How he wished he could. There's nothing to explain, Naruto. Get off me. Ino roared over him, swiping away her arm and taking a step back. Luckily Temari ran over between them, extending her arms out at them to stop. You knew about him coming over, right? Was this some kind of trap? Ino shook her head at Temari in disgust. I'm leaving. Ino prepared to gather her stuff before Temari stopped them. Wait, Ino, talk to him. Give him a chance. You two go upstairs and talk things out. Temari saw Ino cross her arms and pout her lips like a baby. You're not leaving without talking things out, Ino. He didn't do nothing, Ino. Sakura forced himself on high. Oh, so now you saw it too. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you go talk things out with Naruto upstairs. Temari waited another minute or so. Ino gave in and started walking up the stairs, taking hard steps on each one. You better not screw this up. Temari whispered into Naruto's ear, who was already on his way up the stairs behind Ino. Alright, Shika and Tenten. Wanna take shots again? Ino, wait up. Naruto ran down the hallway that was dark with the exception of the candle at the end of the hallway. Ino walked into Temari's room where she knew where it was located. Ino, Naruto med, out of breath, seeing the blonde take a seat on the edge of Temari's soft bed with blue sheets. Let's talk, Ino. Listen, I didn't F Sakura. She what, Naruto? Ino yelled, getting up from the bed, holding back the streams of tears that in about a second were about to pour out. You're going to stand here and tell me you didn't screw that B? Sakura said it herself, Naruto. I thought you weren't like the rest of the guys. Ino wiped the tears coming from the corner of her eyes. You disgust me, Naruto. Ino shook her head then turned her back on him. Listen, just leave. I'm not leaving if you're not with me, Ino. Naruto moved forward, where his nose was almost buried in her blonde locks. Ino. Naruto wrapped his arms around Ino's waist. She jumped and pushed him off her with great force. This he truly wasn't expecting. Ino. No, Naruto. Ino's eyes busted. Tears and more tears rolled down her cheeks and what she thought was going to be a good night became a disaster. Just please, Naruto. Leave. Ino's eyes bulged out her head when she heard his next words. You don't want me at all, Ino. Ino was taken back by this, but the tears weren't. Why, what? Ino asked as she pretended not to know what he was talking about. He stepped forward, but she did not step back, letting him wrap his arm around her waist while his hand held up her cheek to meet his eyes. You don't want me back, Ino. Naruto asked Ino's in the eye. He could tell she was taken back by his question. I want to be with you, Ino. What Sakura did was part my fault, but you have to forgive me for that. Naruto could feel her body jerking away from him. I want you, Ino. Naruto didn't think twice on his next move. He moved his face closer to her and pressed his soft lips against hers, forcing his tongue inside hers to feel how it felt to kiss the girl of his dreams. Naruto, Ino made as she didn't fight back what he was doing. He made his way down her collarbone with the tip of his tongue while running his hands around her ass cheeks that were hanging out her short shorts. Naruto, get! Ino stepped back, spinning and falling on her back on Temari's bed with Naruto on top of her. No, Naruto, get off me! Ino made as he pressed his body between her legs. The rage and anger of the betrayal he had done along with what she had done with Sasuke came back into her mind. No, Naruto, get off me! Ino's body wanted him inside her, but he knew it couldn't be this way. Not here, not ever. Get off. She pushed his chest up. Naruto stood up with wide eyes. Leave, Naruto. Ino stood up and stepped away from him. Ino, why? Just leave, Naruto. Ino ran over to the door where she looked back at Naruto, who was staring at her with a confused look on his face. Please, Naruto, leave me alone. Ino came up with the conclusion of her problems. The only way to leave the pain behind and move on was this one thing. I don't want you back, Naruto. Naruto's heart was broken once again when he heard the cold-hearted words come out her mouth. By Naruto, she sealed it with that. Ino opened up the door, wiping the bit of tears on her eyes, walked back downstairs. All right, it's my go, Temari laughed, chugging down the small shot in one quick slurp. Shikamaru, I dare you to. Temari stopped the dare game the trio had been playing while the two blondes were upstairs discussing. Ino, what's wrong? Temari got to her knees when she saw Ino rushing down the stairs with tears down her creamy cheeks. Ino, what's wrong? Did he hit you? Temari quickly grabbed the base of the tequila bottle and got to her feet. No, he didn't. I just want to be alone right now, Temari. Ino tried to hide her face from letting Shikamaru and Tenten see her at her weakest. She had been doing it a lot recently. I'm going to the computer room for a while, all right. Ino walked rapidly over to the computer room next to the kitchen, where in there laid a large wooden desk with a computer on top of it. Next to it was a small couch enough for her to lay down on. Ino walked over to the couch and laid her body down on the couch, replaying tonight's scene. Thinking what the hell she had just done. Naruto, what happened? Temari tossed the closed bottle back down on the carpet and stood up to see Naruto coming down the stairs. Naruto, what's wrong? Someone answer me, damn it. Temari lost patience with all the silent treatment she was receiving. Nothing, Temari, I'm going home. Naruto headed for the door where he was stopped by Temari, who was blocking the exit. Temari saw his right blue eye teared up with tears. The reason for this was the light was reflecting down on him. Temari, I'm going home. Move out the way. Naruto didn't want to show his emotional side in front of them. Tenten and Shikamaru remained quiet as he continued. Move, Temari. He could feel the pain coming back to his heart. As a child, Naruto always moved from town to town, losing everyone he ever grew attached to, losing his friends that were attached to his heart. Naruto had always had a hard time with the situation his parents put him through cause of this. His dad always finding a new job in a different location, thus causing them to move and leave everything he ever cared for behind him in the past, not knowing whether he was going to see them again. Naruto didn't want the same this time. Ino was different from all the girls H's dated and been around. She was the right one. Maybe not to other guys around her, but trough his baby blue eyes, she was the perfect girl for him, and the last thing he wanted to do was to lose her this way. He hoped she could be the one person he could always stay attached to his heart, never breaking it in any way. But that had changed. She had broken his heart twice. He was defeated in his quest to win her back. I'll go with him, Temari. Shikamaru stood up and walked over to both of them. Temari moved out the way before giving him a kiss on his lips. I'll call you later. Shika unlocked the door and Naruto stormed out with Shikamaru behind him. Wait, Naruto, what happened, man? Shika asked once he got on the same pace as Naruto. She doesn't want me, Shika. She told me upstairs she doesn't want me at all. Naruto frowned and looked back down. I was so stupid, Shika. Why I let Sakura do that to me? Naruto told him, Shika already knowing everything from the previous conversation earlier. I was so foolish. Some night, huh? Tenten tried to smile at Temari, who was still over at the door with her forehead on the wood of it. What you think happened? Tenten asked finally. She had stayed quite the whole night due to all the mess going on around. We should check on Ino. Tenten got up to go check Ino, but Temari stopped her. No, Tenten, leave her. She needs to be alone right now. We'll talk about this in the morning. Back at the computer room, Ino laid on the couch trying to toss and turn but to her surprise, she couldn't really move much. The tears fell at an angle down her face as she remembered everything she had done and said to Naruto. He came over to try to win her back even if had to take a chance and humiliate himself at her suspense. That's something no one had ever tried to accomplish. His words repeated in her head, "You don't want me at all, Ino." He asked her before she let him have the last few moments with his heart put together. By the end of the night, Ino knew the definite answer to his question, "I do want you, Naruto." That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.